Hello and welcome to Breakthrough Conversations with Coach Pete, and I'm Gloria Liebecker. We were talking earlier about our morning routines and what kinds of routines we have. And I'm imagining there's several different kinds of routines that we could talk about. For me, what I like to call it a practice. I'm practicing. When I practice something, um, then it actually gets me closer and closer to my destination, right? Whether it's for health, whether it's for, well, I guess all different kinds of health. We can have our mental health, we can have our emotional health, we can have our spiritual health, we can have our, mm, what other kinds of health can you have? What other routines do you have?
Spiritual, physical, emotional.
Hmm, mind, body, spirit.
Kind of covers it, doesn't it? I don't know.
Yeah.
All kinds of health. Those are the, and if we attend to those, theoretically, your life will be better. Your life will be good if you take care of those areas of your life. So yeah, I, I don't know if everybody starts the day with routines. I guess there's no such thing as everybody, right? But I think a lot of people do. Now, how purposeful it is or how thoughtful those routines are, because sometimes they become habits that we don't even think about. I woke up the other day noticing my routine and realizing, yes, they're habits and a practice. I love that word practice because that's more thoughtful, I think, when you have a practice. And they remind me of things, of areas of my life that I want to work on, that I want to take care of.
Mhm.
So even things like making a bed in the morning, which it's one of my jobs, and I can't say I love it, but it reminds me to take care of things that are necessary to take care of and not put it off. I think I've talked to you once before about there's another routine I have about, and it becomes a practice, really thoughtful practice of not allowing dishes to build up in the kitchen sink. I took it on as a practice. A coach I had years ago suggested it because it's important to me, but I would put it off because I was a major procrastinator. I was a great procrastinator. Took pride in my procrastination. This was a way for me to practice. Oh, I have this little thing on my desk. It says, it's a little glass lucite thing, says, do it. What's it say? Do it today. But not only do it today, do it now, you know?
Mhm.
So whenever, now also, I become a very popular person in my household because I can't go past the kitchen sink without clearing it,
Mhm.
cleaning, washing, putting in the dishwasher, whatever. So, whoa, oh, Dad'll do it, Pete'll do it, Uncle Pete'll do it, whatever it is, you know?
Mhm.
But to me, it's a reminder to do, to take action. So that's one of my routines. Making the bed's another. And then other little things that don't necessarily remind me of a practice, but like you said, it's taking care of the areas of your life. Physical health, hygiene, physical health, well-being. Um, and also, isn't there a positive message that you give yourself when you take care of things that are good for you and good for those around you? It's a great start of the day or middle of the day even, just to keep it going.
Well, it's a way of being. Yeah, and that's what I'm hearing you say is that as you practiced this intentionally to follow through, that it you became really noted for it. You know, that instead of taking pride in procrastination, you could take pride in a job well done, you
Doing,
know,
yes, yes.
taking action. I think it's important to take action, and I also agree that I find it to be extremely important to be intentional about it, you know, to really um, set your intention. You know, when I set my intention to take care of myself, then I'm actually doing it because I matter. And when I matter and I take care of myself, then that sends a message. And the message I send out the most is because my kids and my grandkids, they're all watching. or your friends or clients, they're paying attention. And what am I modeling? Am I modeling what I truly value? Or am I being kind of, oh, irresponsible?
Totally. That
Yeah.
brings up a whole other thing we can talk about sometimes, the idea of being a role model.
Mm.
I don't know if we ever talked about that, but some people, some celebrities say, "Oh, I'm no role model. We don't get to choose. You don't know who's watching." Like your kids, every minute of, they're just observing, right? Nieces, nephews, kids in the neighborhood. So if you're practicing doing, quote, the right things, doing things well, attending to things, people will get that message, particularly the little ones around us. It's really important.
Yeah. And if you have a dog and you go, Polly, and you say it really angry, then you hear your little granddaughter going around going, Polly. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. She says, come here, Polly. Come on, girl. And it helps me to recognize what I'm even saying or doing.
Exactly.
Like little parrots.
That's a good one.
That was a funny one. So I think routines are important. I practices. I mean, even with the little grandkids that were around for a few weeks, they're learning. And what are they learning? What are we teaching? Are we paying attention? Or are we not? Because they do matter. When we pay attention, it's a way of attending.
Sure. And it's something we can do. I know you do this too. I do this with some of my clients that are struggling with changing one area of their life or another, like I wanted to do. I wanted to take on stopping the procrastination that I practiced for years. And so you can find something in your life to do that will remind you. First of all, it's good if it's an activity that's good in and of itself, but by doing it, you remind yourself to do, to be, to take action. And it's a great technique to use with coaching clients.
Yeah, I have a practice that I work with my clients with as well. And there's three parts to it. The first is to name the truth, really stepping in and recognizing what are you doing, acknowledging, giving out what they're working on, right? Name the truth of what's happening. And then the second thing you do is you then name what you love, really stepping into your heart. And when you can then take from the heart and look at your current position of where you are, so where I'm at right now versus where I'd love to be, I can see, well, what's one step I can take to get closer to what I love? And then that's the wisdom that arises from within, truth, love, wisdom. And that's a practice when you take the time to
Love
really
that.
do that. Yeah.
I usually take notes. I don't have my pen ready. What's that? Truth, love.
And wisdom.
I love it.
I love it too. And so that's my practice. And I do that with my choices. So I have choices for my life. And every morning I start my day by naming my choices. And then two of them I will work with and do the action steps so that throughout the week, I will have worked with each one of my choices for my life every week. And
And
so
that's a whole other subject too, because do we have choices? Do we have free will? Well, I believe you don't really have it until you practice it, till you break out of just the habits that we have without thinking, without it, you're one of your favorite words, without the intention. If you have the intention, then you can decide. You can truly decide instead of just happenstance.
you can become conscious.
There's another great word.
Yeah. We got lots of great words. We're going to have lots of great conversations.
I think so, and I hope the millions of people listening think so.
Well, and so if you're listening to us today or whatever day you're listening, why don't you note down below and let us know what are some of your practices? I'd love to hear them.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be great. Thank you, Gloria. This was awesome.
Yeah, thanks.